A ground search is set to resume in just hours for 6-year-old Lily, 4-year-old Jack Sullivan. The pair went missing without a trace from their rural Pictou County home in May 2nd. CBC's Michelle Kasub has been following this for us. And like I say, this is a search that's set to resume in the morning in the Maritime. So we are just hours away. What do we know?
Set to resume tomorrow morning and continue into the weekend. This is going to be a search by ground and by air. So there's going to be a ground search crews, RCMP, as well as the Civil Air Search and Rescue Association are all going to be on the ground there, scouring for any sign of these two children that have been gone for 2 weeks now to the day. This is, the 2-week mark that we're hitting today. Search and Rescue told CBC News that it was RCMP that requested them to resume their search, but we don't exactly know what might have prompted that, if there's new evidence, new clues as to where these children might have gone. What Search and Rescue has said at this point is that this is likely to be a recovery mission at this point, given the length of time these children have been gone. And the search is going to focus on areas that either haven't been searched before or were searched, but they want to do a more thorough search of those very remote, very densely treed areas. Mm-hmm.
Today actually marks, 2 weeks now since these two children went missing. And I know that a lot of people have been captivated by this story and the search for them. But for those who need to be brought up to speed, talk to us about how this all started.
Yeah, it was May 2nd that these two children disappeared from their home. The thought is that they might have slipped out from a sliding glass door and disappeared into the woods near their houses. This is described as a very, very dense, very rough area, a lot of downed trees because of a storm that happened in that area. Reporters on the ground have described, stepping into the forest and immediately being swarmed by ticks and bugs. So really, really tough terrain for search crews. So there's around 100 to 160 searchers out on the ground looking for these kids. On May 5th, so 3 days after they went missing, the search crews indicated they had seen what they thought could be a footprint. That was kind of the only clue we've ever heard of from them during this 2-week period. Unfortunately, that footprint did not yield any results. And then it was on May 7th, so 5 days after the kids went missing, that they said they were going to be scaling back that search. At that point, it looked like there was less hope that they were going to be finding these children at that time. The next day, they brought in underwater searches looking for waterways near that area. And it was yesterday that police said they don't believe these children were abducted. They haven't ruled out that this could be suspicious, the situation. And then that brings us to tomorrow, where we're going to see that search resume.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle. It's a story that has captivated not just the country, but certainly the community of Pictou County. And my next guest is the warden of Pictou County, Robert Parker, joining us from Central West River, Nova Scotia. Robert, thank you so much for joining us. You're a community leader, and so I'm sure you're hearing from a lot of people about this. And I don't know how they felt when the search had to be called off, but how are they feeling about the fact that the search now has resumed or will?
Well, I haven't had a chance to talk to a lot of people because this news only came out late this afternoon. But anybody I've been talking to over the last week, the real search now is for answers. What happened to little Jack and little Lily? I think the whole community is still very upset and very much needing answers. They say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, all of Pictou County is that village right now, I can tell you, because everybody is very, very concerned about what happened. We'd love to see the two little ones back alive with us. That may not happen, but we need the answers. There needs to be closure, and this may open a whole lot of other questions once we get that answer.
Robert, do you think that the community is prepared for what you allude to here, which is a result that they are not found alive?
I think most people are. I think they've the only chance I've heard people say of those two little ones still being with us is if they were abducted, which the Mounties keep saying that they can find no evidence of that. Then perhaps they would, be with somebody, that somebody'd be looking after them. But, it's hard to believe that those search parties should be in the woods for that long and, 150 of them a day and not find even a hint of the children being there. So whatever new evidence, we're hoping that the RCMP have some new evidence, and they must have, or they would not have called these search teams back in late this afternoon.
What has the mood been like since Lily and Jack went missing? It's 2 weeks now. For a good week, the search was going on. Then it was, I guess scaled back is the word that we're using, but there was no searching happening anymore. How are people feeling?
I think the mood went from one of hope and tension in the community for the first few days that possibly they will find the little ones in the woods. But as time went on, and by the time day 4, 5, and 6 came, that hope was dropping a lot. And when the searchers pulled away, I think at that point, or were pulled away, I should say, at that point, I think people's hope went downhill pretty fast. And now it's more, I would say, a mood of sadness, but also a mood of, we have to protect all our children. And is it safe out there for them? Little children wondering, is it safe? And parents wondering, is it safe? Until we get some answers to what happened here, there's a certain amount of, in society or in the whole county and across the province, wondering about the safety level of our little ones. If something happened to these two, could it happen to others? And that may not be founded, but it could be.
What is your message to those who are going to gather in that area of the very thick woods? And I've seen reporters doing hits, and there's a lot of bugs out there. It's a difficult area to be searching. What's your message to those teams as they spend their time tomorrow and through the weekend looking for Lily and Jack?
Well, first, a big thanks from the community, and we put out a press release to that effect today from our municipal level of government for the time and the effort and that goes into this. It's not easy. It's rough terrain. You say there's bugs everywhere now and ticks and stuff, but they're willing to keep coming as long as it takes to find these little ones for us. And so we very much appreciate their efforts, but I would ask everybody in our county and across the province here and across the country for two things. One is to be patient. Give the searchers and give the RCMP time to do their job. They're the professionals. Let them do their job. And the second is to be kind. Be kind to each other. Be kind to the people that are sometimes being accused of something that that's not right now. When the time comes, then fine, we'll deal with that. But be patient, be kind.
Robert Parker, Warden of Pictou County, thanks so much for this.